Welcome back to Sportsnite. Oliver Moody here, without the tie now, along with Matthew and Alex. This is an analyst segment today. We're going over some Michigan football players and also Michigan's loss to Oregon on a Thursday night. First question, who is the best player of Michigan's upcoming NFL draft in terms of who's the senior coming out? Who do you think will do the best in the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, I think there are a lot of people that you can look at. Michigan has about 19 people that could get drafted this year, even a lot of people at their pro day, as we saw earlier. And if you look at the past couple years, they've only had 9 people selected in the last 3 years, so really a wide variety of people. But to me, it's Jabrill Peppers. He was the best player in the regular season. There really was no question about it. He played all the positions. He was safety, he was linebacker, he was cornerback, he was on offense. He really is the star of this team, and you really were able to see the team struggling without him during the Orange Bowl when they lost to Florida State. So really he is probably the best player on the Wolverines team, and he can make the biggest difference in the NFL. If you think about it, he can really play any position for any team. A lot of people are worried about whether he can't make interceptions, but I think that's just the fact that they weren't throwing to him, which is what you want to see in an NFL prospect. You want to see someone that's great defensively, and you're just getting a lot of versatility. He can do anything. He could fill in for any role that a team needs him to play, whether it's on offense, whether it's on defense. He can just be that slot, versatile player that you really need. So I think Jabrill Peppers is going to be the best Michigan player in the NFL.
I happen to like Vindante Taco Charlton, 6'6", 277-pound senior. He was an animal this season for the Wolverines, and he absolutely delivered using his terrific physical skills, terrific wingspan, a lot of burst off the edge, put up big-time games against major programs like Penn State, like Iowa, like Florida State, 6.5 sacks over the final 5 games of the season, including 2.5 in a signature game over the Buckeyes on the road back in November against Jamarco Jones. He's not a complete player just yet, but I think when you look at the physical tools that he brings, 4-3 defensive end, he makes a lot of sense for a team with a mid to late first-round pick like the Miami Dolphins, like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, maybe even the Detroit Lions. So I think that those teams have a chance to bring him in, maybe double-digit sack potential in his rookie season. So I like Taco Charlton.
And there's a little bit of juxtaposition going on there because Jabrill, to me, is a player that doesn't always fit the mold. Where are you going to put him? How does he fit in an NFL franchise's team? What they're doing on offense, defense? Whereas Charlton, he does fit the mold for a defensive end. He's just great. So moving on, the Michigan Wolverines fell short of the Elite Eight, falling to Oregon in the Sweet 16 in Kansas City Thursday night. What do you guys have to say about this result and about Michigan's season?
Yeah, if you can start first.
Well, I liked Michigan coming in. They were a very disciplined, well-coached team under Coach John Beilein, and when they were coming in, they were number 1 in turnovers per game, and they were 5th in personal fouls, but they lost both battles to a very athletic, very talented Oregon team. They finished with 16 personal fouls to Oregon's 9, and 8 turnovers to 5, 7 of them coming in the first half. DJ Wilson, we saw, lost a lot of minutes, played only 7 in the first half. He got in foul trouble early. Ultimately, though, we have to give a ton of credit to this Oregon team under Dana Altman. Very athletic. They were able to overcome the loss of valuable seniors like Chris Boucher, so give them a ton of credit. But ultimately, Wolverines coming up short in what was a terrific season for them, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, they lost the turnover battle, which definitely was deadly, but if you look at it, they're only average 9 in the entire season. So the fact that they had 8, they were in their average. I mean, 7 is terrible for the first half, really, and that's why they were behind. But I don't think that's the real key to the game. To me, the Michigan Wolverines, they live and die by the 3. If you think about it, that's what they've been doing all season. That's just who they are. Duncan Robinson, 3-point shooter. Zach Irvin loves to take his threes. They live and die. And unfortunately for the Wolverines, they died this past weekend with that shot that Derek Walton put up. And it was a good shot. I mean, he had a good look, but you're down 1 with 7 seconds left. I think you got to drive to the basket. You got to take a better high percentage shot. If you look at the way they shot, they were about 33% shooting threes. They were 11 for 33. And just there were a lot of guys that were missing. Moritz Wagner was 0 for 4. DJ Wilson was 4 for 8. I don't think he should be taking 8 threes. And if you look at his average over the years. So you live and die by the 3. The Wolverines, they died by the 3 this past weekend.
Yeah, some great responses there. To me, I think Jordan Bell really showed up for Oregon, especially with the 2 offensive rebounds late in that game. I think that really turned the tide, didn't let Michigan get any points up, and they were unable to score in the final 2 minutes. Well, that's all we have for analysis. Here's what the players had to say about Derek Walton's final shot.
I don't think there's anybody on this team thought that last shot wouldn't go in or that we wouldn't execute some of the things we did, but we credit Oregon. They had a great. They can.
Yeah, I thought it was going in. I was ready to celebrate, and I was just crushed when we missed it.
A lot of confidence, so everybody should take that last shot. You know, not everybody wants that last shot. There comes a lot of blame with that, and I thought it was a great shot for him. You know, he's had a heck of a run, heck of a senior year, and I'm just proud of him.
So that's all we have today for the analysis. Let's head to a commercial break, and we'll get back with game recaps.